Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Malone 10K podcast. I am here with...
I'm Brandi. I'm Chris's aunt.
Love it.
And we are birthday twins.
Yes, we are.
It's
October.
Libra season.
Yeah, but watch out. We out here.
We out here.
We out here. Well, would you tell me a little bit about yourself? What did you do?
What do I do? I'm a nurse practitioner.
Okay.
I work in community health primarily.
Let me ask you this. So, with someone that owns multiple businesses, what is it like to really own multiple businesses?
Stressful. It's stressful. A lot goes into it. You know, people just see the bling of it, and not the actual in the grind of it. So
right. Let me ask you, so what is your biggest grind that really keeps you to really keep pushing forward to have all these businesses?
Well, my goal is financial freedom for not just me but my kids. So that's my motivation.
Right. I want to ask you, are you building generational wealth?
Absolutely.
What's something that you think people don't understand about generational wealth?
Things that people don't understand?
Yeah, 'cause I think a lot of us, we're looking for the right now. We're not looking for the long term down the road.
Yeah. So, I don't know if it's people that don't understand it, or I think it's more so that, like you said, people are wanting the right amount. People don't have the patience for it.
Correct.
To build generational wealth. So it takes time and a lot of patience. A lot of patience.
All right. Let me ask you this. How did COVID impact you?
What do you mean? Let me
ask you this. So, your family and your businesses, how did it affect y'all?
As far as me being a nurse practitioner, we were at the front of it. So we're the most likely to get it because we're most exposed. We're going to work every day, basically in the unknown. So
what?
It's just that was stressful. But as far as businesses, COVID actually encouraged me to start most of my businesses.
You started in COVID.
Yep.
It's bold.
I'm bold.
Right. What was one of the first businesses you started?
So we really started, during COVID, we really started working on our T-shirts. Because we had a lot of time on our hands.
Correct.
We had a lot of time to sit, come up with designs, come up with, marketing.
I got you a question about marketing. I think it's more a bunch. I don't understand marketing enough to really propel a product. So is it more of? I think the thing I gotta get out of my head is the sense of how do you? How am I gonna ask it? How do you just know it's marketable? Cause I feel like if someone may have a push to be no, I don't care if someone like it or not. I'm gonna just put it out there.
I think that's kind of how I am.
You do that?
Yeah. You really don't know. I think, and maybe, that could be a downfall of mine. Maybe I should do more research, but I just feel like if I like it, somebody else likes it.
True. I want to ask you, well, recently, did you hear about the government shutdown that was supposed to happen now?
I did hear about the government shutdown that was supposed to happen.
Yes, I want to ask you, how would that affect nurse practitioners if the whole government was shut down?
People would still get sick, and we would still have to go to work. We would still have to work. We would still people would still need to be taken care of. So, just like with COVID, the world basically shut down and healthcare had to keep going, right?
Correct.
So, healthcare doesn't get to shut down.
Well, speaking of healthcare, what are some of the discrepancies you notice about healthcare?
As far as what?
Lack of knowledge of healthcare, maybe some of the things that you've noticed is doing your job.
So some of the things that are really impactful, I guess, is the fact that there is such a huge lack of knowledge in healthcare. Even just down to the basics. What people don't realize is The population that I take care of is predominantly brown and black people, and just like basic things like knowing how to read. The lack of knowing how to read, being illiterate, I mean, you can't even read your pill bottles. So.
How come do you think people are so acceptable to trust that the doctor's giving them the right medication? Because they'd be like, oh, you just need to take this random medication.
A lot of times they aren't. A lot of times they really don't trust healthcare systems because the healthcare system has failed them so many times. So I think it's about building a relationship and earning trust.
Well then, let me ask you this. Do you believe that there are certain... something about another I noticed that my friend was talking about. She said that when she had her kid, she knows that she didn't get like the same kind of like treatment as someone else would have got.
What?
Because she said she wanted to have like a natural birth. But like they told her to take the medication and told her to get a C-section. Is pregnancy like a big thing that is kind of bad in healthcare?
Yeah. Black women die most frequently from complications of pregnancy. So, and just to be honest with you, just to kind of touch base on everything, black people lead in most diseases like hypertension, high cholesterol, diabetes. We one thing we don't lead in is breast cancer, but we're more likely to die from it. So say, like if maybe like a Caucasian woman was diagnosed with breast cancer, and a black woman was diagnosed with breast cancer, the black woman is more likely to die. And the reason that is a lack of preventative care and waiting. So just waiting too long to receive care. So usually by the time a black woman gets diagnosed with breast cancer, they're, stage 3, 4, and it's
already too far.
Yeah, already too far.
Okay. I wanted to ask you, how would someone do research on that? Would it be something confident like is it just open in a book, keeping up with everything in the world? What do you think? A lot of it I think had to do with the food we eat.
I think a lot of it does have to do with the food that we eat, but the way that you stay up on your healthcare is and just knowledge of healthcare is like going to see your primary care provider. So get a primary care provider that you trust and that has your best interest at hand and is gonna not just tell you what to do but come up with a plan for y'all together. So because with my patients I could say do this, but if that's not what they want to do, they're not going to do it.
Correct.
So my approach is, how can I help you achieve your goals as far as your healthcare goals? So if you're not working together, it's just never going to work.
It's not going to work.
It's not going to work. But you asked me about pregnancy and how people are treated different. So I just had a baby like a year ago now, and I ran into some complications. But before I ran into like some major complications, my doctor, she was brown. I felt like I would have a concern, and she would just kind of be like, "Oh well, it's okay. It's fine." And I'd be like,
"You don't believe it?"
And she knew that I worked in healthcare, but she just would downplay every symptom that I told her. And I'm not a big complainer, so like if I feel like something's wrong, then I'm gonna say.
Let's just jump right into the action.
Let's jump into it.
So let me ask you this: in healthcare, what are some discrepancies that you notice?
Like healthcare disparities.
I said it wrong, didn't I?
That's okay. Well, first of all, so I'm a nurse practitioner. I've been in healthcare for like ages. No, but like chances for 14 years. I started as a CNA, then I was LVN, and then I was the RN, and then I got my bachelor's in nursing, and then I got my master's, and I became a nurse practitioner. So I've kind of seen it at every level. You know what I mean? But healthcare disparities. That's a good one. One of the main things, is just a lack of knowledge in the brown and black communities in healthcare. I work at a community health clinic, and so I primarily take care of Black and brown people.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the biggest things that I see is just a lack of basic knowledge about healthcare, and I blame the school systems. But
Yeah, but I mean, does the school system really even teach you about what you need to know about your own health?
well, it's been a while since I've been in like high school.
Well, sure,
Did you learn anything about your health in high school?
I think the only health they really taught me about in high school was like the body and this stuff, but they didn't even put it like on game. Actually, all they tried to teach us about sex still in high school. I don't know.
Which is a big thing.
Man.
STDs are real and popping out here. So, I'm glad that they at least taught y'all about putting on condoms and all that good stuff.
Oh, they hit me with the virginity rules. Virginity rocks. Virginity rocks.
Virginity rocks.
Yes.
Okay, well, I got a little slogan. So, at least it stuck with you.
It did stick with me. It didn't work, but it stuck with me.
I wasn't gonna ask. I don't know. But, yeah, so, you say that they didn't teach you about health. There's people that didn't learn to read in school. There are adults that can't read, who's gone through 12 years of school and can't read. Is that not crazy?
You for real?
Yes, I'm for real. I have patients that cannot read. And it just breaks my heart because where do you start with teaching?
If they don't know how to read.
Right. I can't say go to, read the label, read the food label like this.
Correct.
If they can't read. If they, need assistance filling out their papers to even get in to see me, we got a whole another problem that we need to resolve before we can even tackle the healthcare problem.
What she's saying that kind of made me think is like, shoot, I don't remember nothing from high school.
You remember virginity rocks?
Man, that was all over the place, man. Yeah, but that's a whole bunch of peer pressure. I thought they put that's a whole different topic. They put peer pressure on it. But one thing I do notice, one thing like you said, I mean, is like, I don't think the school system helps me at all. I think the school system, I think it's like a thing that's set up. No, stop it. I'm with a whole nother topic.
Well, no, what?
I was gonna say like the school system was like, the school system didn't really help me.
You don't think so?
Not really. I mean, shoot, I think we have too many extra dang subjects. Why do I need science?
Well, I guess if you wanted a career in science. But the schools now, what year did you graduate?
2015.
So the schools now, they have tracks to where like, which is, I think it's rare for a kid to know what they want to grow up and be in high school, but at least they're putting it on their brains. But they have tracks to follow that, you take classes that are on the lines of what, you want what you want to grow up to be. So I guess that's helpful. But yeah, I don't remember a lot from high school either. I remember things more from college because, it was more focused on what I wanted to do. But high school, no. No. And I made really good grades, but it wasn't because I was putting in like a lot of effort and trying to like, it's just because
it was easy.
Yeah.
Well, and I know one thing.
Wildlife.
We gotta.
Those are elephant ears. Yes, they're real. They are real. This is a majesty palm, but she has really struggled. I had to trim her down, so I don't know. We're going to see what she does. We'll see. But, yeah, those elephant ears came from just a little baby bulb.
And it turned into this.
Yeah.
Is it relaxing to have a garden like this? We'll have like a...
I love plants, so it eases my mind. I talk to them and I water them.
You talk to them too?
Yeah.
I talked to a plant called a midnight citrus or something. It's like, it's like it's a purple plant. It hangs though.
Oh, really?
Like it comes out.
Where is it?
In the backyard on the barbecue pit.
Yeah. I mean, it's alive, so why not talk to it?
True. I know it helps your plants grow up.
Mm-hmm.
It said that you talk to your plants. So, okay, back to what we were saying.
So healthcare disparities. So, and then, there's just not only the lack of knowledge, but the lack of resources. So, a lot of people are uninsured. Insurance is high. it is high to have healthcare insurance. And you know, like if you're not working, then there's options. You know, Medicaid, you can apply for Medicaid. The kids can apply for Medicaid. But like if you're just a regular, say you're a regular adult working a regular job,
Okay.
healthcare is gonna eat up most of your check. And
Yeah.
then like, what's the point in working?
Yeah, because I know it's like for mine it was gonna be like $264 or something for me to have healthcare.
Per paycheck.
No, just I think about per paycheck.
It's per paycheck. not per month, but per paycheck. Yeah. So I even work in healthcare, and insurance is high. So like to carry my whole family, it's an amount you don't even want to know.
I don't want to know.
You don't want to know. It's ridiculous. But so then you run into the problem. Okay, I don't have insurance. What do I do? People just don't know like where to go to get help, to get health care at a reasonable price. People don't know that there's like clinics that will go off your income. People don't know that there's, you know, like the health department. You can go to the health department. Your county hospital, you know, they have to see everybody. So it's just, again, a lack of knowledge, a lack of knowing what's out there and how to navigate.
Well, I mean, I'm happy you're healthcare. You understand these things, but I mean, where can people go to even to look it up, to start researching?
Yeah, and then depending on, you know, what area you live in, you search your area, search like free clinics or income-based clinics. A lot of people do telemedicine. You know, one of my businesses started because of COVID, and we started like a telemedicine visit. I mean, a telemedicine clinic because people need access, affordable health care, and a lot of people can't take off work. So, you know, we made it convenient, affordable. So,
What got you come up with the idea?
COVID. Just being at home and, you know, realizing people still needed health care despite not being able to leave their house.
Correct.
So it was definitely inspired by it was inspired by 2020.
Yeah. Do you think the pandemic was as big as people made it, or do you think it was serious? Because some people are downplaying and some people ain't.
Oh, it was big. A lot of people died.
It's like people didn't really die from COVID.
People died from COVID. People died from complications of COVID. So many people. Morgues were full. Funeral homes were full. We were bad off.
See, I ain't stay off social media. That's what it is.
Maybe so, because you know, I got really sick when I got COVID. I was like, I developed pneumonia. I had fever for like 7 days. I ended up having to go to the emergency room and get treated because I was that sick. Like I was like, you know, I know what to do. I work in the field. I know what we're supposed to do, you know, if we get COVID and how to treat it. You know, at that time there wasn't like a lot of medicine. But I still got really sick. Like I lost so much weight. It was bad. So when people are like, oh, downplaying, I'm like, to each his own, but I know it's real.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, I got COVID twice.
You didn't get that sick?
I know I felt like a weird tingling in the back of my throat, and other times it felt like I was real sluggish in the body.
Yeah.
Like I didn't really want to move.
And it's crazy because, well, it affects everybody different. So some people died, some people just got sick, some people didn't get sick, some people didn't even get COVID. So
some people said that they lost their they lost their taste, they still haven't gotten their taste back.
I lost my taste and my sense of smell. I have a lot of my taste back, but I have a really hard time still smelling stuff.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because the two, you know, go together.
True. Let me ask you this: with the disparities, you know, I know you recently had a kid. You eventually have rights. I want to ask you, I'll ask you like this. We being a recent mother and everything, and having them, I'm saying like, what's something that you took from you past having kids to having Braxton now? Like, what's something that you picked up on that you knew that you didn't know the first time?
Oh well, I think with my first kid, I had her when I was 19, so we basically grew up together. She's 18 now, and so it wasn't. I didn't know much of anything about parenting. So now with Braxton, there's a lot that I'm more mature. I'm more stable at 19. Well, I'm just working, random jobs. Was I in school? Yeah, I was in college, but I still was like, I don't really know what I want to do. So I'm more financially stable, mentally stable. So that's the benefit for him. I was reading this thing, and it was like each of your kids basically are raised by a different parent because you're at different stages of your life.
Correct.
And I can see that. I can see the difference.
Well, let me ask you this: what's one of your proudest moments as a mom?
Just seeing my kids succeed in things that they enjoy. That's it.
Okay. Oh my God,
Chris, why do you like doing podcasts?
because I enjoy talking to people. I feel like it gives me an opportunity to talk to people.
Yeah.
But also I feel like, not talking fast. One thing I know is about me and podcasts, I love talking to people. I love hearing people's stories. I love to hear how people think.
Yeah.
Because people think different ways. So let me ask you this. One thing I've just been on my mind. We talked religion for like about 2 seconds.
Yeah, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Let's do it.
Because I just recently started my God journey. Like my spirit journey.
Okay.
Because I've been on my life journey, but now I feel like a couple of people have told me I promise I'm saying a couple of people have told me that there is a God, but for the longest I didn't believe it.
What's the reason?
He reminded me of a thing I sent you when you said I would never be religious or something. I remember I wrote down in a little poem I wrote. You said something that why would you never be religious? I don't know. I always feel like I look at the negative of everything. I feel like I have a negative mindset.
You think so?
I think I have a negative mindset.
Or it may not be that you have a negative mindset, but you might be a concrete thinker. So it's like I need it to make sense before I can believe in it. You know what I mean? Because I'm like that. Because I wouldn't say religion, but my spirituality, we won't get too deep into it, but like my question stuff. So then it's like, oh, am I not a believer because I have questions? I mean, who don't have questions?
I have a lot of questions.
Yeah, who just accepts things and is like, okay, it's cool. No, I have questions. And if it doesn't make sense, then it don't make sense.
So you don't just sit there and it doesn't just bounce off your brain.
I think I swallowed a bug.
Are you okay?
We don't got no water. Woo, we out in these streets. No, yeah, but what'd you say?
I said, well, I'm thinking about it. One thing I always ask, this is one question I always ask. I asked a couple pastors. I asked them the same question I'm going to ask you. I asked them, God knows our pain and everything, whoever you believe, right? And you want all these bad things are happening and things like that. I always wondered. One thing my mom told me not to worry about it. I always said, what's the point of having a 2-year-old die of a disease? I never understood that.
I don't know. That'd be one of the questions that I would ask.
I hope he could have gave me an answer.
Yeah, no, because I even think about while the suffering period. Why are there countries of people just suffering? You see those commercials on TV and they're like, these people are starving, blah blah blah. Why though?
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people took the Hawaii thing serious.
Really?
I don't think people took it serious. They should have took it.
Why you say that?
I feel like there should have been. Well, one thing is, social media is messing me up. 'Cause I think what it is, I think people like to make jokes about things like that. Because he'll be like, oh, I know one guy made a post once. He had said that he was talking about, like, where are the people I was, like, why everybody, like, not, like, no hula dancing and stuff like that. Why people, like, not doing, like, the heritage. They someone made a joke about it.
People are so cruel and insensitive. I mean, like, the internet gives people balls to say things that they wouldn't really say, you know, in real life. So I just think that the world is so washed up.
How you know something's really the truth?
On social media, you don't. You really don't. So it's just like, take everything you read with a grain of salt.
Yeah. Do you allow your kids to have a lot of social media?
Yeah, my kids have phones. They have limits on their phones though. Like, well, you know, the one's 18, so I try not to be like helicopter mom, but I go through their phones because I need to know, like, lots of weird things are happening in the world. So I have to stay on it. I think because my job is to keep them safe. So
correct.
That's what I do.
Is there anything else you want to add about healthcare disparities?
You know, I could talk about healthcare disparities like all day because, you know, my passion is community health. That's why I work, you know, with the underserved, poor, homeless. I even, you know, my partner and I, we even volunteer at a homeless shelter and provide healthcare for free, just because we were both passionate about, you know, everybody deserving healthcare regardless of their ability to pay. So that's just one of the ways that we give back. But one thing that I really would like the world to know is that, you know, there are healthcare providers out there that you can trust. You just got to figure out, you know, who's for you, who's not. And, you know, if you ever feel like they're not, then you say something, right? Just like, you know, we talked before about how me and my OB-GYN, when I was pregnant, I didn't feel like she was listening to me. So I was like, hey, I don't want to be one of those women who die from, one of the black women who die from, you know, complications of childbirth because you're not listening to me. And, you know, she, like, changed her whole perspective and was like, oh, Brandi, I didn't mean to make you feel this way, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, after that conversation, I was like, either things change or I'm just going to find somebody else, because this is, you know, a big deal. Like, I'm not going to spend this whole pregnancy going to somebody that I don't feel comfortable with or who I don't feel like cares enough to listen to what I'm saying. So, but she changed and we made it. Lots of complications later, but we here. So yeah, just my point is find somebody that you feel like you can trust. And then the black community is the most unhealthiest. Like, hands down.
Man, what's wrong with them reds and them chitlins?
That's our problem. that's our problem right there. But, like, no, we lead in hypertension, we lead in diabetes, we lead in high cholesterol. We don't lead in breast cancer, but we're most likely to die from it. Colon cancer, prostate cancer. Like, we're at the top. We don't want to be at the top of this. No. Like, we don't want to be this unhealthy. And it does have a lot to do with the food we consume.
You think it's soul food?
Yeah, I think it's soul food. I think it's all the salt added, all the sugar, all the, you know, red meats, pork, beef. That's what we doing.
Talk about some bacon.
Oh, absolutely. That's pork.
Well,
and the blueprint is already out there, so it's not like you can't figure out what's healthy to eat. In my opinion, sometimes it's a little bit more expensive to eat healthy, but
I feel like it is too. I know there's a lot of things. You can go to like a fast food restaurant, McDonald's, something. You get it way cheaper than you actually have to make a whole healthy meal.
That's true. But if you look at it from a different perspective, and you're like, okay, it is a little bit more expensive for me to get this salad versus me getting this McDonald's that's going to give me diabetes, but then I'm going to have to buy my insulin, and then I'm going to have to buy some medicine, and then I got to buy things to check my blood sugar. Man, I should have just got that salad.
Correct. Well, like you said, we said earlier about the lack of knowledge and they not knowing. Well, let me ask you this. Jesus Christ. Brandi. This damn shit. It's like the third time I've done this.
What do you want to know?
Okay, that's a good question. Well, we only know is about like insurances.
What about them?
Like, why in the world is there so many different health insurances if it should just be for you to get better?
Because insurance companies are a scam. You pay a lot of money, whether you use the service or not. People want money. So it's just like anything. There's a lot of everything. Like there's a lot of fast food places, all to reach the same goal, to feed you.
Stop it. Don't tell me that. I'm supposed to be believing that, you know, the healthcare gonna help me and, like, you know, everything gonna come together.
Well, that you got to do your part. So exercising, eating healthy, and then you won't have to utilize your healthcare insurance as much as somebody that doesn't do those things. So somebody that doesn't eat healthy, somebody that doesn't exercise, that, you know, that leads to, it's basically a sedentary life. That leads to health complications.
I always want to know, like, why did you move to Dallas? Well, we're in Dusseldorf now. Like, why did you move out of
East Texas?
Yeah.
I am not trying to be rude, but I just don't see a lot of growth in East Texas. Like, I don't see people just like blossoming in East Texas. So I just felt like, for me, I want it different.
Yeah.
There's a lot of racism in East Texas.
There is.
A lot. And I'm not the type that's just gonna be like, oh,
carrying on.
yeah, like, that's okay. I know you said that on Facebook, but like, since we're in person, you know, it's cool, it's okay. Like, no, like,
You couldn't do that.
No, I don't got it in me. And I feel like a lot of that happens, especially in like a small town like Overton. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I felt like I didn't get out of college with something to them and like put up a store and then travel. I got like that weird feeling in my soul.
Well, you should go with your gut. Cause I mean, there's nothing wrong with, like, you know, if your goal aligns with your location, then by all means, like, stay there, do what you gotta do. But you should definitely travel. There's so much world to see.
Where's one of the most favorite places you visited?
I really like Jamaica. Yeah, the people are so down to earth. Like I went to Montego and it was really commercialized, but I had fun. But then I went to where did I go? Oh my gosh, I can't remember. But I went somewhere else where it was more like, maybe it was Ocho Rios. I don't know. Anyways, but the people, like, it was more off, away from like all the, you know, it was away from the airport. It was away from like all the American stores that have been put in Jamaica, and the people were just like genuinely kind. Genuinely kind. Like, it's crazy. It's like hard to come back to angry America when you go places like that.
That's amazing. What's one of your favorite meals you ate?
I love callaloo out of Jamaica. It's like their spinach. It is so good. I mean, like, I'd eat it for breakfast.
It was that good.
Yes, every day I had it at least breakfast and lunch, or breakfast and dinner.
Would you ever move to Jamaica?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I don't. I wanted to ask you this. What would you? Well, someone wanted to ask you. Oh, I wanted to ask you. When it comes to like business and stuff, how important is business credit?
What you mean?
You know, business credit.
Oh, like business credit. I
Yeah.
thought you meant like street credit.
No.
I was like, I don't know. So like building your business credit. Yeah, I mean it is important because it gets you out of having to use your own credit. So like you build your business up and then you basically use your business to do all your business and you don't have to use yourself. Like you're not putting any liability on yourself when you form your business and do everything out of your business.
That's just whenever you create your what do you call it,
Telehealth?
Thank you. When you create a telehealth, I know you said you were trying to find a way. You know, you COVID had happened. You kind of come up with a way to make some income. I want to ask you, what goes into making that kind of business?
A lot of time and research and
I think about soccer to this day. Pardon me, I think I'm living in regret for something that happened a long time ago.
so like the fact that you quit.
Yes, I love soccer to my soul. Oh, Brandi, I love soccer. The art of it. I always played striker. Scoring the goals. I'm telling you, scoring a goal was the happiest thing for me. Think of soccer. And still ain't let it go.
Really?
It's like a little pickaxe in the back of my head, gnawing at me, man.
Well, I mean I can see that because I feel like my husband's like that with football.
Yeah, we have that drive. My thing, I wasn't working all the time. I really just worked out when I was playing football. Now I do like the extra stuff. But with soccer, I feel like, man, if I would have knew what I knew now, I'm sitting like thinking like, man, I could have just been like, I'm gonna just play soccer. I'm gonna like go get me like some cones and like some little, go get like a red silo cup, maybe a little Febreze can, just put it in the yard and just kind of run my little drills. Yeah, I think.
Well, you know what you could do because you have a little brother, right?
Mm-hmm.
And maybe use your knowledge of the skill and teach him. So that way you're getting to play, and then you get the rewards by going to see his games. So maybe you can feed that into him and your own kids when you have some. But Carmine has so much energy, he needs something to do.
He does need something to do. I don't talk to Carmine too much.
You don't? I'm surprised because y'all both like to talk.
No, we don't.
He does, and you like to talk too, so.
I'm very talkative. It was something
So do you feel like you're connected with your siblings as much as you want to be?
No,
No?
not at all.
None of them?
Not really. Maybe a Yana, maybe. I doubt it though. We're not like close. We talk. We're not like connected. Like we talk every day. Like we talk to each other like in passing, like a roommate.
We all are, kind of.
Yeah, but I think that's really what it feels like. I feel like I'm not really connected, especially Isaiah. I feel like I need to be more in his life, but I feel like I don't know how to be because it's been so long since I really just been in it.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know how to just come in and be like, oh well, I'm back after all these years.
Well, I mean, just maybe supporting, what he's into and hanging out with him. Because, I mean, if you just go to his house and hang out with him, I'm sure he's going to be fine with it.
True.
Or just be like, hey, let's go grab food. Who don't like to eat? As long as you're paying.
Most definitely.
Teenagers coming.
Oh yeah.
And then, Casey's there, so just take them both.
Same time. I gotta ask you like a personal question. How do you find yourself?
What do you mean?
Like your essence, like the whole being. Because part of me feel like I'm waiting for like that moment for me to just be like.
I don't know that I've completely found myself. I feel like I found a little piece of me, honestly, when I travel, like I'm like, I learn so much and I can relate to some things, and I'm like, I need to take this and use it back at home or whatever. So I don't feel like I'm complete. I feel like there's still so much more to learn about myself.
Right. I want to ask you. Back to the question. I want to ask you the same question.
Do you feel like you're close with your parents?
No.
No?
If I close with my parents, no. I feel like I'm close. I'm like my father. I mean, we talk, but we're not like more like a roommate.
Maybe it's our personalities, or maybe it's like a Libra thing. I don't know, because I don't really feel like I'm really, really close with anybody.
Me either.
Like I'm not like.
I feel like I'm by myself. I feel like I'm with myself majority of the time.
And I mean, I'm close with like the people, my family that I live with, but like outside of my family, I'm close with your dad. Obviously, we talk every single day, but I don't feel like.
You're close.
No, I feel like we're close, but I don't feel like I'm really close with a lot of people.
I feel I'm close with a lot of people. Well, my thing is like I don't know. I think these families so weird.
Why?
I don't know if it has to do with my mom just raising me. I know this is the thing that I know. It's that my dad raised me when I was little. But a lot of the time when I got older, I remember bits and pieces of my father, taking care of me and stuff like that. But when I think of like when I started moving in with my mom and she was in those apartments, it was majority of the time it was me and my mom, except for like every other weekend.
Yeah.
My dad would come get me. And then sometimes, you gotta think about it, he wasn't always there. He was always at work or something like that. So like I would see my dad, I wouldn't see my dad. I would try to talk with my mom.
So how do you feel about that?
I feel like it got me to pick up some habits from my mother.
Like?
I don't drink it.
Drinking?
So my dad don't even drink.
At all.
At all.
At all.
I see my dad drinking a beer, I would have had a heart attack.
Me too, yeah.
My dad, he don't smoke. But I mean, it's like, I don't know. I feel like it's like guided me to a point to where like I don't view my family as I should. Cause like I never had like the whole home feeling of like the dad and the mom together and the siblings all in the same household and we're all, talk trash to each other here and there. But that's this normal family. But I feel like all I had was just my mom.
Yeah, cause you're her only child.
So like I grew up in this like enclosed area. And I think that's another thing that kills me when it comes to like my business and stuff. I think that's another thing that kills me.
Just feeling enclosed or not wanting to get out of the...
Because I feel like I've been so enclosed for so long. What's up, man? And I feel like I've been so enclosed for so long, just being an only child, that I don't know how to get out of it.
Out of it, yeah. That's hard. I always say I'm not an only child, but like there's such a huge age gap between me and my siblings. Like your dad is 14 years older, Clarence is 13 years older, then Jerome is 7 years older. So it's like, and by the time I was born, like they're already
grown.
Yeah, they're like already teenagers,
Correct.
Almost. So, and then I was the only girl, so it's like I feel like I kind of grew up like feeling like an only child.
I can see that. Well, I mean, do you ever get over it though? Because like mine hinders me, I believe.
I never really thought about it, like I didn't really ever feel. Now that we talk about it, maybe why I'm kind of a loner, but I never really looked at it as like me holding me back. You know what I mean?
I always seen it as me holding myself back.
Maybe because maybe that all the social encounters that you would usually have if you had a sibling. So maybe that's why you like to talk so much.
Yeah. I got I used to talk so much I used to get in trouble in school. I would talk to everybody. But I mean, I don't know. But I do know that people do inform me that I act like an only child when I walk around the house full of people.
Really?
They say they know that like me, like I would never just be like, do you want some of my food? I just take my food and go upstairs.
Is that why I can't get no cake?
Oh my God. Where we gonna meet, Brandi? Where we gonna meet for this day?
Okay, so I'm gonna come back from New York on Monday, and then just bring me some cake. That'll be my gift from you, and I'll bring you something from New York. So it'll be like you coming to get your gift while you're also bringing me my gift, and you're so much younger and more vibrant and energetic. It's easier for you to make the drive, right? I want my cake.
I thought I got swindled. I got swindled.
Alright, so, we've talked about a lot of stuff today.
Yes.
We're gonna have to do like a part 2 or something.
Most definitely do a part 2, start hitting them the little bitty details and stuff like that.
We can always talk about family and ourselves, or we can talk about healthcare.
Oh yeah, there's so many different avenues to take.
So we've talked about a lot of stuff today. It's been fun.
Course,
we definitely gonna have to meet up for a part 2.
Most definitely. I'm so happy. Thank you so much for being on the show. It's always good to have you.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. Hey, I'm doing my best, and thank everyone else for joining us on our adventure. Until next time, we out of here.